Let's move our attention to something which, of course, is of enormous interest to our viewers, which is gold. The Commerce Ministry is planning to come out with a comprehensive gold policy soon. Let's actually talk about that in some detail. Manisha is now joining in with details and a special guest. Manisha, over to you.
Thank you so much for that, Prashant. Well, yes, it's not just the gold prices trading at a 5-month highs, which has been making news the last couple of days. Actually, have had various statements come in from the Commerce Ministry as well, where they have talked or given out a proposal for a comprehensive gold policy. This would bring the global and the domestic gold trade rules under one roof. There also is an expectation that this would come out with a gold board as well that would oversee the gold and jewellery sector here. Remember, the Commerce Ministry also has been talking about a proposal of a cut in import duty in a phased manner as well, and of course the markets have been reacting to that. You also have seen government take a lot of measures on gold since they have come in power. We have seen them step up formalization, better monitoring of gold trade. We also have seen hallmarking made compulsory and the PAN card compulsory as well for the purchases of gold jewellery for more than 2 lakh rupees there. Well, but it really is the GST which is on everybody's mind right now, because we still don't know the component that would come in onto the gold and jewellery sector, and that is what we are going to talk about today. We are joined by Nithin Kandewal exactly to speak about that. Nithin, hi, good to have you. What is your sense on the GST number? Because we have seen various, global Indian agencies actually make out a case on whether it should be 1.25%, whether it should be 6%. What is your sense, and how would that impact the sector right now?
As an apex body, All India Gem and Jewellery Trade Federation, called as a GJF, our demand is 1.25%. The simple explanation for that, all states are having the 1% VAT. Except Kerala, and Kerala is having the 5% VAT, but in composition, if you look the totality, they are getting the 1.2 or 1.5% tax.
Sure.
And when tax was very high in Kerala, and when tax was very less in Kerala, the collection, it comes only when the tax is very low.
So, Nithin, comment on about the GST applicability, because with the customs duty at around 10%, do you think the government really would come out with 1.25%? Because the recommendations have been as high as 12% as well.
See, import duty is different thing, excise duty is different thing. As I told you, 1% excise duty and 1% VAT. VAT is applicable to all jewelers, those who are working in a jewellery, small or big, but excise is applicable to only 5% people.
Sure.
95% people are out of the ambit of the excise. While applying the GST 1.2%, I think 98% people will come under the GST, because the threshold limit in the excise was about 10 crore, and in GST it is only 20 lakhs rupees. So that government may get 5 or 6.
Well, that really is a debate right now, because we don't know what the number is coming in. But what is your GJF sense when it comes to audit and checks? How do you look at the movement of goods? I mean, is the industry preparing itself for that?
That we recommended to central government. We met 19 finance minister of the different state. We met the finance minister, we met Hasmukh Adiyaji, revenue secretary. All are convinced, and they are tried to come up with the solution. And this HSN code, supply, this is a unique industry. When the one Keralites, any multi-story stores, he supplies the good to the different state. Without sale, he has to pay the GST.
Well, yes.
That is a big issue.
Yes. I want to come to you from a consumer perspective as well. Once the GST comes in, the without bill purchases and all of that clearly will go out, and this cost will then be passed on to the customer.
Customer pass, but our demand is government to keep the job workers and karagir out of this ambits.
Sure.
So it is a matter of compliance, and on behalf of them all, we are ready to pay tax. So government won't be losing any revenue.
Sure.
But it is very difficult for them to comply, because the GST is applicable to about 20 lakhs rupees turnover, which is very less.
Correct.
Our demand for the karagir and job worker, it should be kept more than 50 lakhs rupees. So we can do the better compliances.
All right, Nithin, we'll let you go at that. Thank you so much for joining us and breaking it down for us. That really is the view or demand presentation that they have made from GJF to government, really, about keeping GST on the lower side. The audit and checks, of course, is something that they want to take upon themselves. And the other thing about, of course, is the movement of goods, in wherein the smaller workers, laborers, karigars, of course, should be kept out of the ambit.
Okay, all right, Manisha, thanks very much for that.